just looking here at liquidity in Mara. I'm looking here quite close in. We're looking at 30 minutes. Let's just change it to 2 hours. And we can see that for a while we were predominantly loose liquidity up here, quite high liquidity, and we've really sort of had a start of a dip and a couple of dips of builds, and then when we had that quite a large knee jerk 2 weeks ago, we saw a substantially loose dip, and again it's been charging and going in. If we look a little bit closer, we can see that we've had a really big build the last week and the start of this week. If we just cross across to what it looks like here in the short dated, we'll just have a look in the 16 days. Puts are over here in the red, and here in the green is the calls, and we can see this is the monthly. So this is the last 3 weeks of the last OPEX, and we can see it built quite a lot of delta up. But as you can see, it's slowly dropped from a point that wasn't that much lower, and we've seen these short dated stuff which give it most of the gamma and the bump in the rise when we come out of a bottom. You might call it a Vanna bump, especially when we've got high volatility letting everything fly, as we saw yesterday. We can see we've had broad purchasing both. This is an at the money filter I've got at the moment, so we've got a broad purchasing of calls across, and we've had a reduction since OPEX of puts again all in the money and across a whole lot of strikes. If we have a look at the bigger picture, we can see that although we've got quite a similar price here along the bottom around this $12.50, $13 mark, our gamma has built up, and that's because this is the longer dated. This is 30 plus day options through to leaps. We can see that we've had a large reduction in puts, and the breaks have come off, and comparatively we've had quite a large increase, from a base of around 37,000 up to here at about 41,000. Has been a little bit higher before OPEX and some rolled off, and now we're dipping at the money has dropped a little bit, so we're increasing to over 300,000. Again, we can see an increase across. This is sort of suggesting that we're expected to have a large bump which is going to endure for quite a while here. We've got increase of calls across. We can see that the market makers were really grabbing yesterday as it rose really quickly. We've got high IV in the 30 to 60 days, and we've had quite a good build here without much price discovery. We've had quite big builds in the DPI. So I think that Mara is in for quite a good bump. Having a look at generally at the miners, we can see that we've had a lot of buy signals going through this bottom here. They've really been trying for a while to have a buy, and the miners are really starting to come off the bottom. This is right here is displaying, but it's all of the options for all of the miners in the crypto space. And again, you can see this huge reduction in puts and an increase in calls. And again, in the lower delta, it's even more dramatic when the month rolled off. We can see a lot of these sold calls have closed down, and a lot of the in the money puts have closed down and really opened up. And again, we can see this huge increase in calls across all strikes. Anyway, looks like it's going to be a good week. I would have thought, unless something really drastic happens, markets can't turn around when the options are positioned in this way. This is a self-fulfilling market, so don't expect any surprises until we start to see some more short-dated hedging coming in. All right, thank you very much for that, and I hope that adds to your week with Mara, knowing a little bit about the liquidity. Thank you very much.